Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I cover nostalgic, obscure, or otherwise strange content. Today, I know, not the most original of ideas. Lots of people talk about Hocus Pocus, but hey, it's been a long year for everybody. We're all exhausted. I want to talk about Hocus Pocus. It's Halloween. I love Halloween. Let me have this. This movie is known for being like the pinnacle of Halloween movies. I thought it was a DCOM for a really long time, and then I realized it wasn't. It just aired on Disney Channel all the time.
It's time! Wednesday on Magical World of Disney. It's an evening of hungry witches, and you won't believe what they're cooking up.
So, grab your beverage of choice, get cozy, and let's send off Spooky Month with a bang. So the movie starts out in 1693. So we see this boy, he wakes up very sad, and not just because it's 1693, but because his little sister is missing.
Emily!
Very, very scary. He goes looking for her, doesn't have a lot of luck. And it only gets worse for him when he realizes that his little sister has been taken by these three witches. So while he tries to figure out a way to break in, is that girl wearing a beanie? It's 1690 something. Oh, I guess it's just a little bonnet. Yeah, it looked, yeah, never mind. So while he's trying to figure out a way to break in to save his sister, the witches are casting a spell. The main witch, Winnie, she's got a book that she's very attached to. Doesn't the book kind of look like a more fucked up version of the, what are they called? I forget, the books from Harry Potter that like bite back. Those always terrified me when I was younger. This book is even worse than that. It's got an eye that moves around. I don't trust any books with moving eyes on the cover.
Will you just stop that? I need to concentrate.
The three witches are so phenomenally portrayed by Sarah Jessica Parker, Kathy Najimy, and Bette Midler. I know, there's nothing I can say about this movie that anybody else hasn't already said, but you know, I'm gonna reiterate because it needs to be said often. So meanwhile, Big Brother, Thaxley. I'm terrible at pronouncing things, I'm sorry. He finally gets in, but he doesn't like attack right away. He's just kind of lurking. He's just kind of waiting for his opportunity.
Sisters! Gather round. It is ready for tasting. No!
Not to be critical here, but you had a lot of other time before that while she was making the spell to jump down. Why did he wait until the very last second? He probably knew what was happening, right? He had to have. This is a very sketchy situation. Ooh, he just gets yeeted, doesn't he? Yeah, so they just suck the life force out of this small child. Isn't that terrifying?
I am beautiful.
They're kind of like very openly practicing witches for living in Salem. Like, it took absolutely nothing to be accused of being a witch in Salem. It was a very terrifying situation. Like, you just looked at somebody the wrong way and they're like, ah, witch, get behind me, Satan. It was total bullshit. Do you like my history lesson? I'll link some videos in the description box that'll like actually be educational if you want to hear more about it. So, you know, there's that. Anyway. Oh, he's a little kitty. He's an angry kitty. Yeah, so they turned this poor kid into a cat that lives forever.
His punishment shall not be to die, but to live forever.
Like, I've always wanted to be one of my cats, but like for a day, you know what I mean? Not for like ever.
Witches? There be no witches here, sir!
We are just three kindly old spinster ladies.
Sucking the lives out of little children!
Shh, you're not supposed to say that out loud. Now you've blown our cover. We were keeping it under wraps so well before.
What hast thou done with my son, Thackeray?
Thackeray, I wasn't even close, was I? My bad. Why did they ask about their little girl? I guess because the little girl, they know she died. Okay, I'm caught up. Can we just talk about this guy with this haphazardly made cross, just kind of like trying to shield himself with it and how that's a huge mood? Yeah, so they just hang him. It's brutal. Oh no, not again. Okay. Can you actually sit down? Can you do that?
Away! Away, beast!
Yeah, so this poor kid's a cat. His family doesn't recognize him. And then 300 years goes by. Okay, so now we're in present day. Well, we're in 1993 now. Welcome to 1993. Have you brought your overalls with you? These kids are learning about the three witches that were hanged in the scene that we just saw. And this new kid isn't having any of it.
Mr. Dennison, would you care to share your California laid-back tie-dye point of view?
Hey, if you're from California, do me a favor. In the comments below, share with me your tie-dyed laid-back point of view.
But everyone here knows that Halloween was invented by the candy companies.
Yeah, so he's a Halloween skeptic. Super lame. But then this girl schools him, because they're in school. Get it? I didn't even mean for that to be a pun.
It's the one night of the year where the spirits of the dead can return to Earth.
Woo! Spirits of the dead, hell yeah!
Here's my number.
I know you just publicly humiliated me. Wanna go out sometime? So all the kids very energetically leave school. And Max catches up to Allison. I know their names.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to embarrass you in class.
You didn't?
You didn't. You definitely didn't. So Max, like so many other teenagers in kids' movies before him, he's new in town.
You don't like it here?
I don't know. Just all this Halloween stuff.
And not only is he struggling to get a date, he's dealing with some pretty bad bullying.
Los Angeles. LA. Oh.
Ah, that LA.
This is ice.
Yeah, that's the appropriate reaction to that, Max.
What am I supposed to do with my afternoon?
You could read a book, you could call a friend, you could go for a walk.
Maybe you could learn to breathe through your nose.
You could do that. You could do that. You could totally do that. So they steal his shoes, which is such a random shitty thing to do. And he heads home all sad about it.
Hey, Max! Hey, how was school?
Sucked.
Hey, watch your language.
Dude, whoa, what the hell? You're gonna get this video age restricted with that kind of language. You can't be fucking swearing on my channel.
He wasn't wearing any shoes.
Well, must be some form of protest.
Is there any? And tell me for real, because I genuinely was trying to think about this before. Are there any kids' movies where the parents are not completely checked out? I've covered a bunch of these kind of movies and the parents are always not helpful in any way.
Oh, Allison. You're so soft.
Yeah, so he's got no friends, no girlfriend, and his sister really wants him to take her trick-or-treating.
Well, you're 8. Go by yourself.
Yeah, small child, be more independent. You're a whole 8 years old.
It'll be like old times.
Yeah, well, the old days are dead.
That's dialogue I expect from like two 65-year-old characters in a bar, in a movie about like World War II fighters. That's not the kind of dialogue I expect from like a 15-year-old and an 8-year-old. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter what you say, you're taking me.
So he doesn't want to take her, so she does the only thing she's left able to do. She tells her mom, and their mom makes him take her.
What about you, Max? What are you supposed to be?
A rap singer.
A rap singer. That's how you know he's super badass. Rap singer, good lord. So the bullies come back and are bullies again.
You're doing a little trick-or-treating. Ding dong. Woo!
Okay, so like you're out on Halloween. You don't look like you're trick-or-treating, but like how is that any different? They're probably sneaking trick-or-treating in on the side like when nobody's looking, right? Those assholes.
Stuff it, zit face.
I hope to one day be as cool as that little girl. So he hands over the bag of candy, so now they've gotten shoes and candy out of him. Rough night. I love this drama move of just like throwing yourself on pumpkins and some hay and crying like a Disney princess.
I want to go home.
Well, this is your home now, so get used to it.
She's a pragmatic little kid. They just still chilling on somebody's porch? Why?
Rich people. They're probably making us drink cider and bob for apples.
Those bastards. I hate it when people make me drink cider. So they show up at this one really upscale house, and surprise, it's the girl that he was hitting on, Allison. It's her house. Her parents are throwing this giant Halloween party.
By the way, Danny, I love your costume.
Thank you. I really like yours too. I couldn't wear anything like that because I don't have any, what do you call them, Max? Yabos?
savage. That kid is a little savage right there. So it comes up that Allison used to work at the museum dedicated to the three witches that went on in their old house. And since the little sister is so interested in the witches, and Max is very interested in Allison, they both talk her into leaving the party and taking them there. To clarify, like, the sister doesn't want to go, but she wants to blackmail her brother.
Next year we go trick-or-treating as Wendy and Peter Pan with tights, or it's no deal.
So, you know, whatever.
The book is bound in human skin and contains the recipes for her most powerful and evil spells.
Ew, it's human skin? That makes it even worse. So Max is like, let's light the candle. And the girls are like, no, dumbass, we shouldn't do that. That's a terrible idea. And then they go to leave, and Max is like, I'm gonna light the candle. And then he does. And guess what happens? The witches come back. Good job, Max.
What happened?
A virgin lit the candle.
I mean, it's cool, dude. You're too young for that anyway. It's fine. Why? That's such a weird stipulation in, like, magic spells, right? Why? Why do magic spells never call for seamstresses or mailmen or Twitch streamers?
I knew it. My lucky rat tail.
Damn it, I misplaced my lucky rat tail. I hate when that happens.
Children.
So little sister, you know, she tries to create a diversion or something. I'm not entirely sure what the plan was, but it doesn't really work.
Hey!
Okay, seriously, what is it with big brothers waiting until the very, very last second to try to save the life of their little sister? Oh, he got yeeted too. That sucks. So through a combination of rudimentary fighting skills by children, an attack from the black cat that we saw from before, and Max freaking everybody out by holding up a lighter and setting the sprinklers off, the kids and the cat all get away. Whatever works, I'm not knocking the process.
Nice going, Max.
You can talk. Yeah, no kidding.
I love how salty the cat is, which I would be salty if I had been alive for 300 years. I'm pretty salty now, and I've only been alive for like 23, so the sisters try to follow them out, and they're immediately confronted by newfangled technology like roads and cars.
Witches can't set foot here.
He talks.
They're all kind of taking this cat can talk thing pretty well. Oh yeah, something. One sister's boyfriend cheated on her with another sister, and she killed him and sewed his mouth shut. Breakups are so messy, aren't they?
What a pretty spider.
Let me make one thing perfectly clear.
I don't like the sound effects of her eating the spider.
That we must find the book, brew the potion, and suck the lives out of the children of Salem before sunrise.
So they've got to kill some kids before... That sounded really dark. I mean, that's what's happening. They've got to drain the life force of children before the sun comes up on Halloween, or they'll turn to dust. All those pesky things always happen on Halloween, you know?
Dost thou comprehend?
We need to start saying "dost thou comprehend" more in our day-to-day lives, don't you think? Yeah, so they try to burn the book. It doesn't work.
They can't touch us here, right?
Okay, so they get to hallowed ground, where the witches can't get to them. That's good, right?
Well, they can't.
On thy feet, so saith I!
So the hallowed ground protects them from the witches' physical presence, but not from their magic? That's bullshit. So she bothers her poor ex-zombie boyfriend, pulls him out of the ground to chase these kids.
Follow those children, you maggot museum!
Maggot Museum would be a great name for a band. So they temporarily escape. The witches have a little powwow because they know that they need to take the life energy of children. It'll never not sound weird. There's no way to say it that doesn't make it sound better, you know? Anyway, they're like, hey, we can't find these kids, and if we don't find any kids, we'll just straight up die for good. So let's put a pin in this situation and just go looking for kids to snatch. Good God.
I suggest we form a calming circle. I am calm! Oh, sister,
Thou art not being honest with thyself, are we?
I don't think they meant to, but the three witches are just they're just the most relatable characters I think Disney may have ever created, huh? Aside from the murderiness and the what have you. Now here's the line that everyone references when people start talking about innuendos that got snuck through in children's movies.
We desire children.
Hey, that may take me a couple of tries, but I don't think that'd be a problem.
Those sneaky bastards. Oh, and then Binks the cat just gets hit by a car. It's very traumatic. He's just squished on the ground. But then he reinflates because immortality. But it's still pretty horrifying.
What are those? What's that? Who's that? Hobgoblins. Oh.
I like the detail that they're genuinely fooled by the costumes, because isn't that like an old, like, legend? Isn't that like you wear the masks on Halloween to deceive the spirits? Nice little reference.
I broke into the old Sanderson house and I brought the witches back from the dead.
You lit the black flame candle.
Yeah.
Are you a virgin?
I mean, we don't have to pursue this line of questioning. It's already kind of weird.
I thought I was a real cop.
So yeah, this guy's not helpful. He's not a real cop. It's Halloween.
Aren't you broads a little old to be trick-or-treating?
We'll be younger in the morning.
Yeah, sure. Me too.
Yeah, Satan's wife is having none of this shit.
Master, would thou dance with me?
Okay. That's it. Party's over.
And 3 kids steal their brooms, which is absolutely hilarious. So they're just stuck without a ride. So they figure out that these are all just children in costumes, and then they're kind of back on track with their plan. Meanwhile, the kids try to find their parents at this party, which, damn, I thought it was like a stuffy business party, but they are throwing back. Here's our harvest festival. You had to have one. You knew it was coming.
Oh, Dad.
It's not dead. It's dead if you're alive.
Oh my god, Dad, listen. There's witches. They're gonna kill people. You have to listen. So Max jumps on stage. He tries to make a PSA that the witches of lore 300 years ago, they're alive and well again for the time being. Nobody believes them. But then the best scene in the whole movie happens.
Thank you, Max, for that marvelous introduction.
The witches just jump on stage and do a version of I Put a Spell on You. And it is a bop.
I put a spell on you, and now you're gone.
And of course they're actually putting a spell on everybody, and only the kids know to actually cover their ears so that they don't have any issues, but all the adults, they don't get it. So they curse them all to dance until they die, which is another fun reference to an actual thing that happened in history. It's really strange. I'm also going to link videos about that. We're learning about history today, guys. Isn't this great? I feel like a substitute teacher that doesn't actually know anything to teach you guys. I'm just like, yeah, there's stuff. It happened a long time ago. You want to watch a movie?
What is this place?
It reeks of children.
It is a prison for children.
So because they're witches from 300 years ago and they don't understand recordings, the kids manage to lure them into a kiln and then shut the door.
I am looking for a children's book.
They tried to send him out the way of Curtis Danko, and it seemingly works for the minute, but there's still like 30 minutes on this movie, so what do you think? They take a victory lap. Max tries to give Binks a pep talk, but he...
Since they took Emily. You really miss her, don't you?
He doesn't really know how, but he's trying his best. They adopt Binks. It's so cute. But I guess because witches, they live, and so there's still very much an issue.
You want to smash some pumpkins?
No, I really don't.
Well, then you want to look in windows and watch babes undress?
It's 3 o'clock. They're undressed already.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. How did we go from, hey, let's just be moderately annoying to, hey, let's commit a full-on felony in like 2 seconds, guys? Yeah, so the witches capture the 2 bullies, and they've been such jerks up to this point, I can't really feel that bad for them, but like, it does kind of suck. So meanwhile, the two older kids, they're like, hey, we should help Binks. He's been a cat for a long time, and we should help him not be one. So they do the thing that Binks said specifically not to do, which is they open up the book, and of course it sends a big beacon up into the sky, and so the witches are able to find it. And because they don't have their actual brooms, they just kind of steal, like, regular brooms and a vacuum and fly off in that, which is pretty funny. And then they go break into the house. Less funny. They kidnap the little sister. Definitely not funny. And Binks, and that poor cat has been through so much already.
Danny, wake up.
Ugh, terrifying. I'm pretty sure they think they've killed Max, so he's okay. And then also, Allison pulls a Sam and Dean Winchester and just is like, hell no, get the salt. And so she's also okay. The one witch, Sarah, she sings this creepy little song and all the kids walk out of their house, which is terrifying.
And unless they can steal the lives of children, when the sun comes up, they're dust.
Yeah, but how can we make the sun come up?
It's not the way I would have gone about that. I would have been more concerned. I would have doubled down on the we need to save the kids. I wouldn't have been thinking about how to get the sun up, but you know, I'm being nitpicky again. I'm gonna just keep going.
You're the ugliest thing that's ever lived, and you know it!
Badass, kid.
Let me out of here!
Oh, poor Binks. He's probably toasty.
There's a power greater in your magic, and that's knowledge.
Bless him. He's trying so hard.
And there's one thing that I know that you don't. Daylight savings time.
Oh my god, I just realized this might be the only useful thing that daylight savings has accomplished in like 200 years. So they save the little sister, Danny, and the cat, Binks. They don't save the bullies, which is petty, but I cannot blame them for it.
Max, I want to see her turn to dust.
Ooh, hardcore. That is super metal. I wish to watch my enemies turn to dust.
Let me see a driver's permit.
How do you know what a driver's permit is? This is like in Elf when Buddy knows what pissed off means. It's a pet peeve of mine. So she tries to have the zombie boyfriend kill him again.
Wench.
And he just tells her off, which, good for him. I like that the Nike shoes weren't enough of a product placement. They had to also give him a Nike bag. So there's another fight scene. There's broomstick riding going on. The zombie loses his head, and then the little girl gives it back to him. Then Winnie the Witch kidnaps Danny again. Poor Danny. So she and Max get into the standoff where Max is like, let my sister go or I'll smash your potion. And Winnie's like, let my potion go or I'll kill your sister. You got peanut butter in my chocolate. You've got chocolate in my peanut butter. And then Max drinks the potion, so she has to try and kill him. And she almost does it, but then the sun comes up right in time and saves him. So that's nice. And when the sun comes up, doesn't it kind of look like the Lion King? Does it look like that to anybody else but me? Oh, geez. Did she die? Oh, no. Not dead. Now she's dead. Now they're all dead. All the witches are dead. Why didn't she explode into stardust? Ah, there it is. There we go. But now Binks dies for real. This is genuinely just the saddest scene for me. I mean, it's happy because, like, he gets to go to heaven and not be a cat anymore, and 300 years is a long time to be alive. He's probably tired, but, like, still sad. Bye, Billy. So it's a big, happy, bittersweet ending for everybody.
I had to wait 300 years for a virgin to light a candle.
Leave him alone. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, and I guess because the witches died, the spell is broken, and so all the dancing people get to go home. That's good for them. I assume eventually someone will let the bullies out, and the book is still creepy. And that's the end of the movie. I really wanted to cover this, seeing as this is my first Halloween on YouTube, and this is just such a classic, and it's just such a point of nostalgia for everybody, and that's obviously what I do here, and I know lots of people have covered it before me. I probably don't have too much extra to add, but yeah, I just wanted to cover it in my own way because this movie tends to cheer people up. It cheered me up filming this video, and my hope is that you get to watch this video on Halloween and cheer up a little bit too. That's what I want with all these videos, is to just kind of give you guys a space to chill out and have positive content in your life. So yeah, that's what we did. So this concludes my first ever Halloween month on this channel. I mean, I have a reputation for kind of being Halloween-y all year round here, so you'll definitely see some spooky content from me soon, but I've had a lot of fun covering Halloween movies that you guys requested, some from my childhood, and yeah, it's just been really fun. I've grown so much over the past month. There's so many new people here since just the beginning of October, so I just want to thank you guys, as always, for your support. It means the world. I love having this channel as like an outlet to make happy stuff in the middle of the world burning down around us, so thank you guys for giving me that opportunity. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. I know I say that every time, but anything and everything you do to support this channel, no matter how small it may feel, means the world to me, because every little bit means that you're there on the other side of the screen watching. So that's everything. So thank you so much. If you're new here and you're a fan of nonsense, maybe consider sticking around because I post nonsense all the time, and ring that bell because my upload schedule is as chaotic as I am. And remember, my name is Avery. I'm a YouTuber if you say so, because thanks to you guys, this is technically a YouTube channel. Happy Halloween, everybody. Bye.